Move on.
Yo, good morning. Que pelo, que onda, que pasa, que tal? How's everybody doing this morning? Sorry, we're a little bit late. Just missed the bell. Just trying to go over a few things here on OBS and a few other things. Some big things happening this morning already for us. Yeah, all right, we're good. So I'm gonna go right up to the chart just so you guys can see here. All right, still need to fix that. So in the after hours here on Harley Davidson, we had some good news that came out. Uh, they beat their Q1 earnings. Where is it at? Harley Davidson recap Q1 earnings here. Shares are trading higher after the company reported better than expected Q1 financial results and raised 2021 motorcycle revenue guidance. So a lot of good news there. I think maybe we won't go too deep into it. Um, Pretty much says earnings per share rose 229.41% over the past year to $1.68, which beat the estimate of 88 cents. So, very, very good estimate or beating there. They did pretty damn good in Q1. I knew that they would. We talked this a long time ago. Harley Davidson raised motorcycle segment growth expectations from 20 to 25 to 30 to 35. So really, really good. As you guys know, we were holding 42 long. You guys can't see that. Let me pull this up. All right, just put you right on the chart here. So we closed out our position this morning of 42 long. We only profited about $172, but I'm pretty happy with what we took. It was probably about 9% or so. So let's see. I mean, it was what 35 cents lower than 10%. So let's see. I mean, just 2 cents under that. We sold at 44.50, 44.50. So, and as you can see here, it's climbing up quite a bit more. I didn't really know what to expect. I know that there were some PTs that they had hit that were a little bit lower. You know, one at 43, one at 45, and then like the B of A one last week that said 55. So, I just went ahead and moved our target up. I didn't want to get greedy. Probably could have shot for that 10% now looking back at it, but that's all right. We got out. We made a little bit of money here. Not a lot. Not anything near what I would like to, but it is what it is. We're out. We're closed. That's a good amount of capital for us to inject into the market elsewhere. And yeah, so we started out the day pretty good here. I don't even want to look at this anymore. You know, you can never look back and say, "Oh man, if I would have just held on a little bit longer, I would have made this much." And truthfully, I don't know where this will stop at. I don't know where it's going to top out. I mean, you're looking at the 180. This is the high here. You're looking at the 1 year. This is the high here. You're looking at the 3 year. You know, you're almost there at the 3 year. So maybe you can say that they get up to this range. But I feel comfortable taking the profits that we took. So I'm cool with it. It is what it is. We missed out on another, you know, that would have been all right, but that's fine. I wanted to go ahead and get close. So many times it's popped up and then shot back down, especially in the after hours where you don't know what's going to happen. This thing just it kind of goes crazy, and then who knows? It could have started the market day just with a huge sell off here, but it was already up. I mean, in the pre-market, like shoot 9%, 10%, like so it's pretty massive there. So yeah, good news for us. We closed out this position. Been about a 3 year long thing, and we didn't have a lot in there. Only made $172 profit according to this here. I'm gonna have to go back and look because this was saying that we had our shares at like $40.05 when we really had them at 40.85. So it could have taken another nice big chunk, but that is what it is. We're fine there. You know, with that just under 9, so about 8.98% profit is what we took there, and that's okay. We took dividends for the last 3 years, and we made some money. Going over to what we're here for, AMC, to start the day here. A little bit of a jump up in the pre-market here. It wasn't a lot, but it was a couple percentage points, 2.77, almost 3%. Starting the day looking pretty green. Starting to come down. We'll see what happens, where our support is. So good level of support here at the 939. Again, if I extend this buy box over, that's 939 to 959, I believe, that we've had this buy box here. And I'll leave it right there. Just to kind of see where we're trading at. We did hit that low of 909 last week, which was unfortunate, but first, you know what? I'm all over the place this morning. Let's go over here to Fintel. Let me refresh it here. All right, so looking about the same. Short volume ratio on Friday was 37%. Looks like they have 150,000 shares available at a short bar rate fee of 18.29%. So, yeah, doing pretty good. Short bar rate fee hasn't really went up just yet. That volume ratio, 37 there. I mean, it's steadily going up. So that's definitely, I think, what happened on Friday. There's a lot of shorting. So anyhow, we got down to our lower level of support here. It's always been a good level. So this 950 is kind of a next range for us, where we'll hold up here. Anything above 950, it's at 9.5, 9.75. That's going to be our new level support. I do want to go back to the 180, and I think I need to adjust our chart just a little bit here. We talked about adjusting it after the end of the day, and I never did so. So what I'm going to do is just leave out today and, you know, pre-market stuff, and just adjust this off of man, I wish I could grab a pick point though, and it's not gonna let me. Shoot. No, that doesn't help anything either. Alright, so what we're gonna do is just get rid of it. Trying to see where I set it. Alright. Yeah, we're just going to draw a new one. I mean, whatever. So we liked it right about here. That's okay with me. So looks like it's probably not till Wednesday or Thursday that we're actually pushing up in that $10 range. However, you know, this is just like the baseline that I think we could potentially bounce off of. So we'll really see, and it can definitely go below this, but I think this is a good little trend line to set. We predicted last week that after April 20th was going to be the big day. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. And I'm so exhausted right now. So guys, I hurt my back over the weekend, and it's just not a good day yesterday. Trouble sleeping, stuff like that. Anyhow, we're back here. So we predicted just based off this trend line here, and what we also did was we went back to the 180. Actually, it's where I'm at. So we went back to the 180, and we took a look at the quadruple witching day. And we counted how many days it was from this December 18th until we started to see a run. And it was about like 22 trading days, whatever it was. So same thing here when we look at the time from this March 19th quadruple witching day, and we see how many days it has been. It really should start climbing up on that 20th or 22nd day range, or say range, the 20th or the 22nd of April. So that's kind of where we think we're gonna see some movement here. We're gonna pull up a flex grid, see what GME is doing. So I kind of figured that GameStop would have a nice little run after Keith Gill exercised his options on Friday, and they got that nice little push up to $174. And just kind of really trading flat for them right now. So we're not doing too bad here. I mean, we're up quite a bit on the day already. We're already up, 22 cents since close. So about 2.5%. And we're just gonna see if we follow along this trend line we set. The reason we set this really was, well, we took it off here, but we think that our prediction is that around April 20th or April 22nd is going to be the day that we start to really climb up, and that would be concurrent with our trend line we just set here. So the reason we think that is going back to the quadruple witching days. Just going to take a look at our other positions here, see kind of what's going on. Yeah, Fubo taking a shit dive. Could be within range to buy some more there. So just going through, checking out some of our other positions here. A little bit going on, a little bit. AMTX looks like it's up about 98 cents here. So we still got a little ways to go here. I mean, they've fallen quite a bit, having a massive pullback. And it's on the 180. So really surprised to see, but I guess it was potentially their time. So luckily we're not in this for very much. Only 2 shares long, 26.70. So we're not too worried. Going back to AMC here, though, that's really what we're concerned with. And the reason that we set this trend line here, and we think our price target for tomorrow is about that $10 range, was based on quadruple witching here. So going back to December 18th, you can count the days until we get that rise. This was the last one before March 19th, the last quadruple witching. So if you just count the days out, we actually end up going lower after that day, and then we start to get that climb, and it's about the same amount of days up until April 20th that we are from March 19th to the to the start of this rise. So I think we're gonna start seeing that push up in volume here. You're already seeing we're hitting 960 today. So let me go back to the intraday chart here. A little tired this morning, guys. Sorry, just a little exhausted. All right, so we're breaking above this range of 950. Support's kind of all over the place this morning, just being held up just about the time we get above that 950 range. So indicators doing okay. Not sure we're oversold there or overbought there. But I'm actually really curious. I want to really pull up Fintel. Man, I wish Fintel would just go ahead and update this thing. Usually it's going to take, half an hour before they do. All right, looks like they just did. So a little bit more here. I think we were at 150,000 short shares available here. Short borrow rate fee has not changed yet. It does lag behind a little bit, but the short shares available has went up. So must have covered something, which is fine. So still pretty low. Yeah, we'll just kind of watch this thing play out for a little bit. Kind of checking back over to our position that we had in hog to see where we kind of topped out. 46.44, a whole dollar range more than where we actually sold. That we sold at 45.50. Oh, we don't even think we sold at 45. Did we sell at 44.50? I think we sold at 44.50. Yeah, I don't even think we had broken the $45 range. I think it was back here. Yeah, so 44.50. I think we got out right here. I didn't know how the market was going to open, if it was just going to sell off massively once it opened. I wanted to take the profits. We took 2% under, not 2% under, 0.02% under. We took 8.98%. All right, so that's the amount we took on our position here. Would love to have taken the 10. I didn't think it was going to get up there, however, so I was wrong, but we did take profits, and that's fine. Not a lot of profit here, only about $173.04. It was only 42 positions long, so not a lot, but when you think about it, like for an $1,800 investment, it is very little money to be getting back on that kind of investment. But, hey, 10%, whatever. We did get dividends over the last few years, so it is what it is. We're cool. We got out. Now we can use that capital somewhere else. We do want to look at some other positions to enter. Potentially, we are holding some money now, so we could inject some more capital here in AMC, which we really, really want to do. We did put a lot more into it over the past week. You can see we're currently now at 400 positions long, dollar cost average of $8.85. Looks like we're up to about $270 in profit, so much more than what we were already up on Harley. However, we do have a little bit more capital in here. We're up 88 bucks on the day, so looking pretty good here. But man, this chart, we're just all over the place today. Not a lot of consistency. I do kind of want to get rid of this freaking box here. I don't think this box means anything anymore. Let's get rid of that. I don't like the way it looks anymore. It's clouding up my view. Not massive sell walls in here. 50, 72. I mean, decent little bit. 68. There we go. 98. There we go. There's that 10,000. So finally at this 958. So I think that 950 range is kind of where they want to hold us, but. See what's going on. Just need some buyers to step in here, and we do have buying pressure. We had buying pressure up pretty much most of the trading. Say hour. It hasn't even been an hour, but 20 minutes. So we do have more buying pressure according to the MACD. Our side's looking pretty good. Just gotta see if we get that bump up. We wanted to check out some other positions here potentially for us to invest in. Carnival Cruise Lines could be one. Looks like they had a big sell-off this morning. I don't know if they had any news that came out. Well, that would be something. Carnival Corporation filing shows Director Randall Weisenberger sells 538,762 shares at average price of $27.50. Currently trading at $27.16. So he sold off I don't know what this was percentage wise to his portfolio here. I got caught up because I'm reading this. It says Credit Suisse upgrades Carnival to outperform from neutral on potential mid-late summer cruise date restart. Raises PT to $40 from $18. So their price target is at 40. Let's go back here and see what our price target is. And I might have to go to the 3-year to look at this. So there's this 40, which is not bad. It's right about here. So on our bare minimum case. So not bad. Pretty good PT. That's pretty close to where we set ours. Ours is actually 39.89. And I just took, you know, the bare minimum here. That's what I'm calling a BEAR minimum, right? So the bare minimum, we got the bull maximum up here at 67.69. Obviously, that's bull max. That's back to where you were, you know, where you're peaking at over the last 3 years. So bare minimum case, I think that potential for profit here is in about that range. 44%. I mean, not bad at all. But I think we get there. We just got to get cruises to restart, and then Carnival gets going. But they've got to be able to make it. So we'll see here. I guess when I started that was back here. So that's why we had the line. We're actually trading underneath the line a little bit. So we're actually getting at a little better of a price here if we wanted to enter a position. CNK was another one we were looking at. Currently trading at 21.64. So they're within this range here. We actually set, I don't remember when I set this one. I feel like I set it back here. And then they pulled back. So they have themselves a little pullback here. Just consolidating at the moment. Looking to make another run at it. Oh, sorry, I'm so tired. So anyhow, our bull maximum, you know, would be 43.51, or at the top of these peaks here. So somewhere around there in this range at 42.82, somewhere around there. And then, you know, we got our bare minimum case here is back here. This is where we traded at before the pandemic. So if we think we can get back there, I think that's bare minimum case, which is roughly about 44%. And then our bull max, I think, you know, I just put a line in the middle of where I would potentially take profits if it got there. In bull maximum, you're looking at 100% here. So not bad on CNK. What is it? CR. Actually, you know what? I got this in the watch list. I'm pretty sure. Looking for Castor Maritime here. And let's look at it on a 1.8. Oh, yeah. Let's take a 3-year look at it here. So, yeah, it's an odd one. It just threw me off because it's, you know, it's less than $1 here. So we were analyzing this last week. We took a look here at where our support would be. We're kind of bouncing off that support now, so I expect us to kind of consolidate for a little bit in this range here between this 43 or 42.7 and this 69. So once we get that break above the 69 cent level, I expect us to go back up and start testing this $1 range again. Could take some time here. We just found the support, and now we're kind of trading around. So we could have like a nice little green day today, and then a red day tomorrow, and then you know, actually this is on the week as I was. So we still have a little bit of time here. This, you know, we're just found the support, and we're getting that positive bump within the week. So could see us trade flat here for a couple weeks, truthfully, before we start to test some of these ranges, unless there's some big news that comes out. And at this point, I don't think that there is. Let's see. Castor Maritime entered through unit into an agreement to buy a 2015 Chinese-built Casmarax dry bulk carrier for a purchase price of $23.5 million. So they are acquiring new vessels. We already seen right here they delivered 2 new boats here, and it looks like they're buying another one. They're buying another one here, tanker at 14.8. So they're spending money here. So you know, they get the money to spend. Could be good for them. Really don't understand why this is trading only at like 47 cents here. A little crazy to me. Let's see some other ones. FSR, I'm actually curious. Oh my goodness, wow. Not good at all. Down to $12.96, 98 cents. So We had set some targets on here. I think below like 17 bucks would be a good time to buy, but man, this thing is just going. So um, I actually really want to keep my eye on this because I do think there could be value here. Man, they just broke through every level of support here on the way down. That was nasty. Looks like they might be finding some support here at this $13 range. You can see we held it up as some resistance back here. This is in August before we got that push. So, but we broke through every level just so easily. That's nasty, real nasty. I'm gonna keep my eye on it. We'll just kind of keep watching, see what it does. See if we got any big movers on our list here. CCIV up 40 some cents. AMTX up 72. I already know about that. Vicom. CRSR, so nah, nothing really. Nothing real crazy going on this morning here. I do just want to kind of leave it on AMC for a little bit. See where we play out today. Yeah, just kind of floating around that 9.5 range. So potentially just gonna hold there for a while. See if we can hold up there for the rest of the day. But again, we think that after April, tomorrow, April 20th, is when we're gonna start seeing some big movements here in the position, in the stock price, the action, the price action. We're gonna see. I think we're gonna see a lot of movements here happening tomorrow, or after tomorrow. So that's what I think this one is gonna start. A lot of things culminate. So we'll see what happens. Right now it's kind of been trading pretty flat here. I mean, volume's pretty low here for the day. 184 there, 232 there, 259 there, and then most of the minutes between are around 100,000. So typical volume day. Nothing crazy going on yet. Again, this is a very news-driven stock, so. And as of now, I just don't really see any news here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read this article real quick. It said Wall Street Bets reimposes ban on Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum discussions. Guess why? Yeah, we already know why. Because it's a distraction from what's really going on. If you guys are into that kind of stuff, that's good for you guys. I did a Doge thing a while back. We talked about this on Friday. I actually had pulled up my order history from when I sold my Dogecoin, and yeah, I would have made about $50,000. But you can't think like that. You can't be like, oh, if I would have just held on for another 3 years, yeah, well, shit. I mean, back then, the money that I had into it wasn't a lot. It was like $600, but that was a lot to me. That was a huge amount of that was like half my portfolio. So I got in, I got out a couple times, scalped it, made some cash money, and put that money into the real stock market. Might have to get a little cup of coffee here. If you guys excuse me just for a moment, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go grab a cup of coffee. I wasn't gonna drink one today, but I think I need it. All right, sorry for the absence there. It's okay. You guys want to watch the AMC chart anyway. Cheers. Trying to limit my caffeine intake for the time being. I've had a reoccurring back injury for like the last 3 years. And just randomly doing the smallest things. I think it was last year or year before. I was taking an empty trash bag and I was putting it in the trash can and I just bent down and wrong way. So yesterday I was picking up the dog's food bowl and I try to bend, with my knees more. First thing in the morning I went to pick up the dog's food bowl off the ground so I can feed the dogs in the morning, and it wasn't as bad, but I can feel it. I felt it tense up a little bit, and so I know the feeling. I know what's gonna happen, so immediately I start taking action. Foam roller, massager, Epsom salt baths, stuff like that. And then I've got this belt on right now to kind of help with posture and stuff like that. Maybe a little bit lumbar support back here. So it's not as bad as it used to get. The first time it got so bad, I was in so much pain for weeks. And now I've gotten it cut down to where within a week to 2 week, I can get, actually it was like 6 months. I think I was hurt the first time. So now I've kind of learned how to deal with it, and I can cut the time down to about 2 weeks before kind of goes away. I'm hoping I can get it down to a couple of days here if I just keep my joints hydrated and stuff like that. I'm not really sure what it is. All right, so yeah, a little bit of red in the portfolio here. AMT, yeah, starting to make its trend downward. AMC's looking pretty good, but starting to trade downward as well. So still looks like we're gonna hold that. So hopefully we'll hold the support here at 950. I think that's our range for the time being. We don't have a lot of volume, so nothing crazy is gonna happen without volume. Not just yet. So good news is up in our left we got our options contract. Looks like we're up about $2 here from close of yesterday, and kind of floating around that 36 range. So still down quite a bit on that. Probably about $120. Actually a little bit less now, 119 I think was what we're down. It won't show me here. It will show me somewhere else. What show me here? Didn't show me there. Somewhere it shows. It won't show if I go into here and go to the active trader for whatever reason. It doesn't show me there. What if I keep going? Alright, so it does show there that we have at 165. So quite a bit down here. But that's alright. This is a long hold. It's June 18th expiration date, $40 strike price. So all pretty contingent that we have this big pop here. I thought, you know what, I'll gamble 160 bucks, whatever. I was back when it was at $14. So, oh man, massive sell here. That's dirty. Dirty is what that is. So I want to pull up Fintel again. I kind of wanted to see if they update anything here. Oops, not that one. And let's just see where we set here. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be about the same. Shoot, I hate when that happens. So short borrow fee rate still sitting about the same. What I will do here is I'll pull this up on the side and we'll go over some AMC AMC stock. Reddit, all one word, all lowercase here. If you guys are interested, it's the Reddit page here. There's two different ones. There's one with the capital AMC and it's stocks, but the bigger one is the AMC stock. It's the lowercase one. So this is the one here. Just gonna see if anybody posts anything. 3 hours ago from Trades here. AMC is looking sexy. Shares on loan, 144 million. Utilization, 99%. Days to cover, 0.88. Anything over 1 to me indicate it's very difficult to cover profitably. Sorry. Loaded. Let's go. So Look, that's some information from Intel or Ortex. That's kind of what we're looking for. All right. Somebody's bought $10,000 worth of AMC. This is 2 hours ago. We're almost at 100% utilization rate. You know, some other ape talk there, focus, all that kind of stuff. Let me zoom in here so you guys can see this a little bit better. This is really what I'm interested in seeing here. Short interest, and these are all the percentage up, you know, changes up that it's had. Cost to borrow 5.60, it's up 109%. Utilization is up 3 points, up from 7 days ago at 95. So steadily going up. I want to say, I think it was either Roench Capital. Yeah, it had to been Roench Capital, ROENSCH Capital. I think is how you pronounce it. So if you guys, I'll just type it in here. We'll try to see if we can find it. Roench Capital YouTube. So yeah, it's a little symbol here with the lion, the lions, some African stuff or some Egyptian. So I think he actually talked about it. Here's his YouTube channel. I like his stuff. He breaks down. He's you know, a little bit different on the YouTube side of things. You know, most of us, like, I'm doing this for a different reason than most people. Like, I think this holds me to keeps me motivated to keep learning about the market. So go check his stuff out. He has really good yeah, this is my home network. I don't know why it keeps showing that on there. It did that to me last night where it was like, oh, this is, you need to turn VPN on, this network, there could be middleman hacker. Well, look, this is my home network here. This thing's secure, alright? I don't need to do VPN when I'm at home. Anyhow, so for me, it just keeps me motivated. It helps me learn because I treat it's like a job. Every day I get up, I come and I watch the market, and then, you know, I'm doing it in front of an audience. So I try to adhere to my trading strategy more. So some days I don't follow it, and I get burnt. But I've had some pretty nice trades. You know, I haven't made a crazy amount of money, but I'm usually looking for 5% on scalps and day trades and swing trades, maybe a little bit more, but that 5% is kind of what I'm looking for. So you know, just on Fubo, we did make a 5% here, but it looks like we're currently holding the bag here, down about $124 here. We're only 25 long, but yeah, not really where we want to be. We thought this thing was going to get a bounce down here in this box, and actually it just started trading below, and once it got below, it just kind of fell back down here. So really hard to see where this level of support is here on the 180. There's not really anything out here that would kind of justify. I mean, it could keep gapping down. Truthfully, it could gap all the way down here to about $15 and find some support in this $15 range. So I hope that it doesn't do that, but it does have potential here to get quite high. So they had some big news, and really not sure why it just kept trading down. It had a nice little pop, and yeah, we got caught holding the bag. So going back to AMC here, yeah, floating around that $9.50 range. Anyhow, so back to what I was saying with Roench. He had a video, and he was talking about the he really goes over the data the best that he can. It's his content's most just about data. I mean, he goes in, he analyzes it real quick, and you know, he puts out videos. He doesn't really do live stream. I think he does some stuff potentially on his Discord, but you know, he brings up the Ortex, and I think that he said the utilization rate, you know, on this stock was quite a bit more than 100% back in the summertime. But there's other factors that are in play now that weren't there. I think he had, don't get me wrong, I don't want to say the wrong thing here. I want to say that he said it was about like 170% utilization rate. However, we didn't have the apes, you know, back then that we have now, so it's a much different story now. Let's see. Wow, Vanguard increases its AMC shares. They bought and increased Rakuten 18 million shares. Prominent support now comes in the day of reckoning. Monkeys are now buying even more, making tons of money. I'm not a fan, but I love the stock. So you see here, what I want to do, I'll just pull up on another page here the institutional ownership, and let's take a look and see. Excuse me, if that's correct information here. So. I don't think we've actually taken a look at this in a while. I'm trying to remember where the last one that we looked at was. Not a lot of shares within here. I mean, 1,000, is decent. It's a lot more than what I've got. But for a hedge fund, you'd think probably more. So Mark's Wealth, 10,000 shares, open position here. 110,000 here. I don't know if we saw this prosperity planning. So this is their 13F. They disclosed that they own 110,641 shares of AMC, according or as of March 31st. So nice. That's pretty good news. It means that they're holding these positions. I doubt that they've sold them at this point. And that was an entry point here. So in the green. You see they open this. This is a new position for them, so they open this position within in that quarter there. So good news there. That's a huge deal. A couple of others here that I think we did take a look at. I just don't remember where we stopped off at here. Mark's Wealth, another 10,000 shares. See what the date is as of March 31st. So yeah, they've opened a position. And I'm going to think that the majority of these have open positions here. But let's go back to what this guy's saying here. Let's click on it and let's see if I can get a closer look here. Let's see. 12 million shares. All right. Up 10 million shares. Up 8 million shares here on Vanguard Small Cap Index. So, let's see. Yeah, I kind of agree here. Not really, but anyhow, all right. Yeah, see, that's why I prefer to go look at the Fintel information. Sorry, I know you guys weren't reading this. It just says like this is how much they bought over the last 8 quarters. I see the same value back in December. Where do you see this was a recent ad? No one really kind of answers those two comments there. So I'm just looking to see. Oh, okay, I see here, right here. Yep, previous 8 quarters. This just says trend previous 8 quarters. So Vanguard, that's kind of where I want to see. And here, I trust Fintel with this information because it does give the 13 Fs. So here's Vanguard here. This is not a 13F. It's a 13GA. So from here, it's but this is going back. This is February 10th. It's saying they disclose they own 7.6 million shares. And then back from February, wait, what? Okay, so they filed February 12th. Sorry. They filed February 12th, but then previously they reported that they owned 4.9 million. So it's an increase. They increased their stake 55%, but this is back from February, as you can probably see in the 13 GAs right here. So this is the newest that they have. You know, they did file a 13F here. So 7.6 million. Potentially they added more here if that's what they're showing. 10 million on the other on this. You know, they're saying 10 and 12, and this is saying 7, 6. Yeah, they definitely increased. I do want to take a look here and see if they're in these, because these are 13 DG filings. Kind of want to see if Vanguard's up here. And what are they talking about? Racketing? Rocketing? Like rocketing? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything too much here. BlackRock funds. Alright, so I don't see too much there. Let me scroll back out of this. See if there's anything else really being reported. This is from 3 hours ago. Here's the Ortex data once more. As we can see, current 99.4% utilization. Shares on loan 146.69. Wow, this actually it went up a little bit. So I think the last thing Trace Trades had shown was 144 million. Yeah, we can go back up here and see. He's saying 144 million. So just want to see if there's any good news coming out, anything crazy, any DD that someone's done that's just gonna blow us away this morning. All right, here we go. Matt Kors with our daily tweet here. Short interest 22.43%, another record. You should from I swear this is like every day he posts something. It's the same thing here. Utilization 99.4%, almost max value. Shares on loan 146.69, another record. So constantly he's having these updates here. We may have to go to his Twitter just so I can show you guys that it's. Hey, look here. Hey man, look at that. Looks pretty familiar to me. This little background here, if you guys aren't familiar. Here's my background. Oh, right here. So you pull it up. That's not the one. There we go. Hey, there's the background. So I did change the color a little bit, but pretty similar there. Yeah, just that little look right there. Anyhow, all right. So change this back up over here. It's probably an ad, and I'm probably getting added that because I bought that. I love The Big Short. Let's watch this clip here.
No, we don't.
Responsibility.
No, we don't. Nobody's acting responsible. Fuck responsibility. Are you kidding me? The assholes at the big banks. I want to take.
You boys want any
We're
episodes?
talking, please.
So I'm just gonna pause right there. I was hoping there was gonna be like some really a great scene to pop in here. I really don't want to get, you know, copyright strike against me. I'm not a monetized channel by any means, but I definitely just don't want to get in any trouble. I know Matt Kors had his channel taken down for a few days, and I don't think I'm in fear for anything like that. But I'll just pause it and get some commentary. We only got like 20 more seconds, so.
Excuse us. We're going to wait, and we are going to wait, and we are going to wait until they feel the pain, until they start to bleed. That is what.
Boom. Exactly. Exactly. We're just gonna keep holding this thing. All right, Matt Kors again. Quick numbers for today. I actually do want to bring up his Twitter. It's gonna probably just pull it up on the side here. Let's go, Maddie. Oh, I was gonna try to take the vote, Matt. What's going on, man? You already got it. Must be turned off already. Yeah. So a lot of people had been asking here. All right. What a terrible, terrible fight. The thing is with that kind of stuff, and it's like, who's paying for these fights? You guys got to stop paying for that shit. We'll never get an end to these crappy fights if you guys keep paying for it. Buy that stuff, but you won't buy a UFC pay-per-view? Come on. Alright, so we're trying to look through his tweets to see where, I mean, it was pretty much like, it seemed like every day last week he was tweeting some Ortex info. I'm going to take this call. I'm going to leave you guys on the charts for a sec here. It's a work call.
Mic off. Mic on.
Alright, sorry about that. Call from my real job here. I am getting ready to start a new project. 1st of May. I don't know how the stream's going to be doing. I'm actually looking to get a new laptop. Because right now, I invested a lot of money into my desktop setup. However, it is a pain to carry with me. I did take it to my last project. I do want to zoom in here on AMC because we are getting a nice little push up. We hit that 975 level of resistance here, getting a little bit of a pullback, but that's fine because we were definitely in the overbought territory just for a little bit according to the RSI. So for those of you who don't know, I work in the golf industry, mainly large events industry. We do temporary structures and hospitality venues. And mostly what I do is golf. I've done golf now for like 12 years. I've done some stuff in between there, weddings and concerts and music festivals and stuff like that, but majority of what I do is all golf related. So I do about 3 golf tournaments a year. I just finished up one down in South Florida, the WGC Workday. So usually it's the WGC Mexico Championship. However, with the pandemic, it kind of moved, and a lot of stuff going on there politically between PGA Tour and them and the government and the tournament sponsors, and crazy thing going on there. Anyhow, so I'm getting ready to start a project. So that was I got a call. I got to order all the equipment needed to perform, to produce the job. So got to get some scaffold ordered, and kind of just had a quick call with one of our construction managers to just ask me how's it going. We need to get the scaffold, start getting it ordered here. I'm trying to get some light over here. Maybe the light should be better here. There we go. It's kind of in my face, but that's fine. So yeah, next project is the Travelers Championship, which we start on May 10th. So I'll be out there. Tournament's June 18th to the 24th. There's somewhere in that range, third week in June. Check it out. Be on TV. Usually like the week after the U.S. Open. So for those of you golf fans, yeah. Anything that's built on course, all the tenting, pretty much everything that's on course that's not already there, we come in and produce all that. Everything except for the TV towers. The only thing we really don't touch. Everything else we do. It's actually pretty nice. I don't think I really have any photos on this desktop, but anyhow, so when I get out there, I think the live streams are gonna change, and I'll just have to start making recap videos, more videos, which actually probably be better for the channel. Get a lot more views on like a 10-15 minute video than I would on a 3-hour live stream. But that's just gonna mean that my trading is gonna kind of change dramatically. I won't be able to do as many day trades as I would like, but that's fine because it gives me more time to just sit back and learn and watch the market, see how the market performs, and just kind of sit back. So it was good to see this push here. I'm really happy we saw this this nice little run here. We did see a little bit of volume step in, 246. The highest was 323, so still not a lot of volume. We did get a nice bump above the upper VWAP here. We stayed up there for about 4 or 5 minutes here, and then we traded below. Then we got rejected here by that upper VWAP, and now we're currently trading below the SMA here. So I think we're going to consolidate here. Nice little range here, and I would like to see us start making another run at this 975 to see if we can get a hold above that. We're up about 33 cents since close of Friday, 38 cents now. So we're not doing too bad. Up 3.5%. So we were down about 5%, but before that we were up like 15% over like 3 days. It was let's see if I can pull it up here on a 5-day, 5 minute. I mean, we had a nice little run here. I mean, depending on where you take this thing at, let's just say we take it from like open here to close there. That's 7.71% in that range. I don't even remember where we closed that here. 8.9. That's 13.9, and then we had that huge massive sell-off day or short day here on Friday that kind of knocked us back down, and we're still up 7-8% just from the open at this day. If we take it from the low point, obviously a lot more. If we were to take it from here, I don't even know where this closed at. From where we closed there, I mean somewhere in there, 8.5%. So actually not doing too bad. Still up over the last 5 days, about like 11-12%. So looking pretty good. Starting to get back into this range here for where we were at. So before the we've had some pushes, but looking pretty good here on the day. Continuing that trend upward. We had nasty short day there, but not too bad. See, sell walls at 965 here. We'll see a little bit of a pullback here. We had, did have a good run up here. Let's see if I pull a Fibonacci and see just kind of where we think we should pull back to. Yeah, we got a little bit farther to pull back here, so nothing I'm too concerned with. Still looking pretty bullish on the day, even though volume is really, really low. Could potentially pull back to 959, so that I think we'll hold that support here at this 950 range. 9.5 is a good like hold number, but I anticipate that we might get a bounce and try to start making our way to that 975. We were very sharply rejected, but we had a nice run up here. I mean, it's about 3.5% here in 15 minutes. So nice, nice price action, nice movement. So good pullback. We're right about that range where we looked at here. All right, so pull the Fibonacci back up. As soon as I remove it, it starts making its move to where we talked about it being. So we'll see if it holds up there. You see right here on the gold bars, 50% here. Kind of change the colors on this thing. If you guys don't know how to do that, this is the Thinkorswim platform here. When you're doing a Fibonacci, you click the mouse wheel in. You've got a percentage sign here. That's a Fibonacci retracement. You can set that. Anyhow, if you right click on the Fibonacci itself, you can go to edit properties, and then within here you can change the colors. You can set color for all curves, and then you just save as default, or if you just want to do it only for this one time that you do it, you just hit OK. But if you want to change it to where it's always like that, you can save as default, and you can change the colors within here. So I changed the 50% line to gold. I think it just stands out that way a little bit more, so we can see kind of where that bounce would be at. I would like to change the 38.2 because I think that really shows really strong bullish momentum. As you can see here, we would have bounced right there, but we continue down. So we'll see if we hold up here in this range, right where we kind of anticipated. We did get a little bit below, but 950 is really our level of support for the time being for the day here. So I think that's kind of where we're going to end up finding our support at 950. And I think what we'll do is, if we hold up here in this range, I think we consolidate for a little bit and then make another run at it, while the RSI resets itself here. We're starting to see a little bit of reversal here. I think we may maybe the end of the consolidation here. We'll see. But I think we need to get back up and start testing this 975. And I personally think that's what we will end up doing. And, man, all the positions looking pretty red today. While this is kind of playing out here, making its reversal, what I do want to look at is the SPY. Seems like every day they're setting new highs. And all right, so they actually had a nice little sell-off today. This is the S&P 500 ETF called SPY, or Spiders. It's their ticker symbol is SPY. Just a good general tool to use, or ETF to look at. They just kind of show the entire market here. So having a nice little rebound though. They did find some support. Now they're rebounding. We'll go back over to our beloved AMC here. I want to pull up the flex grid, take a look at GME. So see if they start making another run at it. All right, so it looks like over the last 10 minutes or so, they actually did get up to $175 again. So I think they were down to like 160. I think they hit at 174, 175ish in the pre-market here. Yeah, about 174 there in the pre-market, and then kind of sold off to open, which is what I thought Harley Davidson was going to do. And God, I hate to do this right now. I really don't like doing this, but all right, so not too bad. We did lose out on a little bit here. We actually sold for $44.50 this morning, closed out our position. Not a lot, only made about $173, but we did take dividends over the past 3 years. I could have held on for a little bit more. We made just roughly like 8.98%, so just under 9%. I wanted to get that 10, but as you guys saw, we'll see. We'll just talk about it here. I kind of felt like potentially there would be a sell-off to start the market. It's a huge jump up here in the pre-market, so I thought to open market it might just have a massive sell, and I wanted to go ahead and take the profits while we could, so we could use this capital elsewhere. And when you're looking at GME, they kind of did something very similar, right? So they had a pretty big push in the pre-market, and then they opened to sell off. However, they did kind of rebound. So I didn't want this to be the case, and then it kind of then I lost my opportunity, because going back over to HOG, which is Harley Davidson's ticker, if you look on the like the 180 or so, when it does get a nice push up, it immediately like really drops down pretty low, and then it never even touches that again. That previous, it's just kind of up there and out really quickly. So we needed it to be up there, but with all the information given to us, the research that we have done, at least from the live news section, Harley-Davidson's price targets were at 43, 45, and then B of A actually set one for 55. So the reason they jumped up so much was that they beat their earnings, their Q1 earnings, and actually did pretty good. So nice push up. Anyhow, we closed out. We made a little bit of profit. We're fine. We're taking that. We've got a good amount of capital to inject here into anything that we want to. So we may add some more to AMC. I may watch some of these other positions here and take a little risk and try to average down some of the cost here. But I think that could be potentially dangerous, considering the state of some of these positions we entered into. Mainly this Fubo one here. I think what I did was I looked at this 20-day and was like, oh, okay, right here, 32. Yeah, sure, they're gonna bounce within this range here. Excuse me, where they're finding support, they might get a bounce up. They had that big spike here. We traded, made a nice little day trade in here, and then we ended up adding the position later for a swing trade, thinking that we're gonna get another little push and take another 5-10%. However, we thought we were finding support here, and we actually broke below it. So 1773, a low on this 20-day, and then looking at the 180. If I looked at this, I would have said, oh man, I don't know if I didn't look at this or what I thought. I mean, yeah, it's just not the greatest. However, it is kind of consolidating in this range here where we're at, but it could still just trade down. And where I think it's gonna top off at, I'll just put a price level here. I'm thinking potentially somewhere around there. Oh man, come on, I don't like when it does that. There we go. So I think it still has a little ways that it could drop down and find some support. You see it was a level of resistance here, kind of not really there, but here we kind of traded alongside of it there. I mean, I'd have to really zoom in here to see if we're right on the money here. Held up as level support, so potentially that could be the next level if we make it that far down. So that's about 1507. So that's still $3 down, and right now, you know, we're taking a pretty big hit here. $131 down, 25 on the day. So we'll see what happens here. It's kind of a risky play. I thought with that news that they were going to start trading back up, but for whatever reason, they are just nasty. We may have to cut our losses here and take the L. I mean, something I don't like doing if I see potential here, but big spike, nice little push. They never got back here, so this is an indication that it was going to start trading downwards. And then I would hope that it would consolidate around here, truthfully, at this $30 range. Unfortunately, it did not, so, you know, value's just not there. We are kind of almost in this oversold territory here, so looking for a little bit of a bounce here at some point. And maybe when we start getting that oversold is when I add to the position size here. Maybe just another couple $100 or something to average it down quite a bit, because we are averaged pretty high here right now, 23.12. It wasn't, you know, too bad last week. We were in the buy box here. That's the buy box I set. At least that's what I thought it was going to be. But as soon as we dropped below it, we just got rejected by this level of support here, resistance here at 21. So that is what that is. Currently sitting at 958 over on AMC side. Matter of fact, I don't really use this chart too often here. This is the 1 year, 1 day chart. Kind of like it. We've got this trend line set here that I do want to keep. And looking pretty good. Not a bad trend line to have. It's kind of cut right through the middle there. I'm going to leave this one alone, this long one here. So we have two options on what I think could play out. And then, you know, there's all kinds of ways to look at this thing. But either way, within here, I think we're getting a bounce. One of those, the things that we keep looking at here, when oh man, they actually fell, they bounced below. So let's see what we got here. So, I might be able to even lower this a little bit. Let's do this. Oh, come on. I don't know, potentially a falling wedge. Really, I think you would take it from somewhere back here. So, we've looked at falling wedge before a couple times here. I'll actually pull up what one looks like, and we'll just kind of compare. These are my nice little photos here, how I make some of these pictures for the videos. Anyhow, so here's falling wedge. That's a moon. That's where we're going. Alright, so falling wedge, a 3-touch trend line formed here. It's actually at the, not the top of the candle, but at the top of the, not the wick, but actual candle. And then 2-touch trend line there. So see if we got that anywhere over here. And then 2-touch would kind of be here. Potentially. See if I did that right. Alright, so we've got, the CSS 3-touch here. We've got, I mean, I guess you could take that potentially. There's a couple in here, and then you got this there. So 1, 2, 3, and then you've got your 2-touch trend line here. There's 2 red candles here. Is kind of what I took for the bottom. So we'll see. Retest candle close, did not re-enter pattern. So I guess here, once it breaks above this, if it doesn't re-enter this, then we're good, right, for a little breakout. So wait to see if this is going to play out here. This is the prettiest looking one. And I don't quite know if I need to wait until after the 3rd touch, which would be here, before we start pulling our 2-touch trend line formed here. Patterns now visible. So on the support line, potentially I need to wait until this starts to really form. But this is called a falling wedge. We're going to see, potentially I didn't wait long enough. It's showing their first support level after this 3rd touch here. So which would start, it's kind of on the same line, but this angle may change a little bit more. So we'll see. Just messing around, trying to, you know, trying to learn something. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. Well, I guess we didn't learn anything. Nah, I guess it's just not a falling wedge. I'm assuming that you get your 3 touch points if you would want to call that the third one here, and then after that you get your supports. So one, this could be the second one here. But it doesn't look pretty still. Why is that moving all the way? Should pivot right there. I don't know. That doesn't really look like anything. I'm just making shit up over here. Still holding above 950, which is completely fine. It's kind of where we thought. See if we actually get a breakout above this. So it says break and close candle. I'll leave it up just for a moment. However, I do want to look at this trend line we have set here. We did readjust it slightly. I think this is the one we readjusted. However, we kind of thought that Tuesday was going to be the day that we would be around that $9.50, $10 or $9.75 range. I mean, when you look at it on 180, I'll just pull it up. So this one's the big 180-day trend line we'd set, and we've kind of moved it around quite a bit actually. I think we had some prediction from last week. So this one, just from where we're looking at here on the chart for this week, for the last 10 days or so, if we kind of follow this trend line here, you know, we're roughly about, what is that, 960-ish, kind of where we're at for Tuesday, but these are bounces in between, right? So we could be testing in that range, and then we're up here in the 980s on Wednesday. And then according to this here, if we were to follow this, I mean, we'd have a big pullback here. We potentially wouldn't be into the 950s until 960s until, you know, what is this, the 26th of April. So quite a bit later. But what we really think, just need to zoom out. All right. So if you guys go back, we did this on the stream last week. I'll just do it again in case anybody sees this that did not see or hasn't heard that we were talking about this earlier this morning. I went back to the last quadruple witching day was here on December 18th. And, well, see, the last, right? So the last one was actually here on March 19th. And what I did was I took December 18th and counted the days, the trading days, from December 18th all the way up until we really started to see this thing start to climb here. And we could do it right here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. On the 19th day here, right? So 19 days until we really start to see this thing start to push up. We actually even see a low in here. We start to trend down from this quadruple witching day down. We see a trend and a consolidation, and we start to see this rise. So going back over here to March 19th, what we see to where we currently stand: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Today's day number 20 here, and 21. So within this range here, I think is where we start to see. And let me go back here. If I were to zoom back out just a little bit more. That's the 18th. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So on the 19th we see that push, but we see a little bit of a pullback. So 19th day push, pullback. This is day 20. 21 and 22 is where we see the huge spike up, right? So we see 19th day, we get a run up and a pullback, or it is just a green day and a pullback, and then a little bit of consolidation. Yep, so 19, 20, 21, and 22 is when we see the huge start to climb up, right? So we're going to go back here, look at it one more time. Here's day 19, 20, 21. So tomorrow is the 21st day after, and then that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's my prediction. I'm sticking to it for now. We'll see if it doesn't happen, but I'm thinking, and I think there's a few other things that kind of happen within here. Man, we got so much stuff going on in AMC. It's hard to keep track of everything. For one, we have the vote count or the share count, right? So starting on, was it April 11th, they started counting up shareholders. So this should help get rid of some of those synthetic shares and fake shares. Hopefully that's that's what the outcome should be. That's what I'm expecting. At least what I'm hoping for. I'm anticipating that's going to happen. And I'm not sure if that's on the 22nd or the 20th or somewhere in here. I think it's like a week or 10 days before the vote, which is on May 4th for the shareholder meeting. So if that were to take place, there's that. There's also some big options ending this week, I think on Friday, potentially. There's some other things going on Friday. At least what I thought. I could be wrong. What else is going on? April 20th is like a pretty big day here for a lot of things. 20th and the 22nd. So for whatever reason, I'm really kind of anticipate us to follow this channel. I really hope so. We'll see if that happens. The biggest thing is we need to see the volume step in here. If we don't see volume, I mean, this thing could just ride out for a while. Hey, look at there. All right, we did something. So, all right. What we did was we took our height here. We found 3 touch points. On the third one's there, right? So you've got, it's hard to see. I could zoom in a little bit more. We've got one here and one here. And this is the first one, right? So we started our peak, 1, 2, 3. And then we look for our 2 levels of support. 1, 2, and then that's when it starts to break out, right? So there's our 2 lines here. I don't know if that's, a falling wedge, but I'm going to keep this pattern in the back of my mind. We keep looking at it. Anytime I see something that kind of looks like that, this is what I'm looking for to see if that truly is the case here. Just going to get rid of it. But we did see a little bit of a push here. But it's only expected because we are trading within our range anyway, so we don't need to do, we don't even need to do all that drawing stuff because we already kind of know that we're going to be trading within this range of 950 to 975 today, so, or at least now. Don't see anything else here. Maybe a little cup and handle here. Not really. We did see one. I think it was on a 10-day here. Saw a nice little cup and handle. So around this day is when I actually kind of thought we'd have a nice little run up here. You can see the cup forming here. If you take these peaks here and here, you see the little cup, and then the handle, and then we start to pull up here. So I kind of looked at that last week. It's not picture perfect, but it is there. Little cup, handle forming, and then we see the push up here. We also see a nice W somewhere in here on one of these days. And it's probably on a different time frame. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back. I'm going to leave you guys here just watching the live price action. I'll be back.
Mic off. Mic on.
All right, we're back. Looks like we're going to be finding support here at 950. Potentially trading there for a while throughout the day here. Not much else really good going on in our portfolio. I'm going to take another quick look back at Hog. And it looks like it's finding some consolidation. Could have held on for a little bit longer. However, I'm fine taking the profits we did. And what we will be doing. Potentially setting an alert when they get down. Probably once it breaks below about. Yeah, I'm not buying in where I was at. I may set an alert like way down here. At or below 36, about $37. I just want to keep my eyes on it. Kind of see where this thing is going. If it tends to drop back down a little bit lower, we may look at some value here. I mean, if Bank of America is valuing it at $55 or having a price target of 55, we may just watch it. I do want to keep it on the watch list here for 2021. Now there's no longer a position, but I do still think long term on the company that I am bullish on the company. I think it's a good long-term value. It holds value, but I think we could get back in at a much more reasonable price there. We were just in too high, and we should have averaged down when we had the chance, but we never did. Just kind of unsure with the market, and I didn't really have the capital to inject into the portfolio at the time. So anyhow, yeah, we're just gonna be trading around here at this 950 range. I think we didn't really look at any scans today. Football taking a dive down. AMTX now down 54 cents after being up like almost a dollar. Yeah, everything else pretty much down here. Even AT&T's down, not even a penny, but they're down a little bit. Where does UPC need to get to for us to make some money here? 6, okay, so yeah, quite a bit. AMC's the golden child here. We may take some L's on some other stuff, which is fine. I usually just hold on, and I probably will end up doing that as well. Currently, we're not doing too bad. 400 long, at 885, up about $288. Would like to see a little bit more movement out of this for today, but I really think starting tomorrow is when we see it. But again, I don't know. No news. Potentially, probably not gonna move either way here. I am curious. I do want to keep. Oh, okay. A little bit of a pullback here. Starting to consolidate back here at this 166 range. Keith Gill exercised his options. There was a lot of options down there. So, just want to see how AMC and GME are kind of tying together here. You can see our level of support is much stronger here at this 950. I think theirs was down there. So when they get that bounce up, they kind of pull back more. They got more of a rise than we did. So I think we start to break away from them. We're just on a different pattern than they are. Kind of we still trade in tandem to some degree. However, we have our own support and resistance levels. We're very much in it together, but we're very much two separate stocks. So we'll see if we get a bounce off this middle VWAP here. We actually traded below it and kind of get a bounce off the EMA. Looks like we might get a bounce off the SMA right now. Kind of trading down. We did get a slight bounce. Let's see if we can keep that going. But I anticipate we'll trade right here at the 9.5 range for majority of the day today. Maybe we get a push. I do want to pull up. I keep pulling up the old Fintel here. Just want to see if anything changes. 250,000 available. I don't even remember what we were at earlier. Maybe we're at 550. So, okay. This has definitely gone up. Short borrow fee rate went up to 19.62%. It was at, I think, 18.29, and I think we were at 550 here. I don't know. This kind of fluctuates quite a bit throughout the day. So, still very much pretty low. I mean, 250,000 shares is available. Still quite a bit. But the fee rate is definitely going up. So we like to see this thing high, and it keeps going higher. And I would like to see if anybody on the AMC Reddit actually has posted we were looking through Matt Kors and stuff to see, because I mean, he posts like all the time the Ortex info, and it was like every day he would tweet something showing right here. Okay, so well, that's just like an actual thing there. But let's actually see what Joshua James is saying today. See if he's got anything. That's April 14th. 17 minutes ago, they started liquidating the hedge fund on March 19th, but extended the liquidation to its mutual fund the past couple weeks, wiping out the entire firm worth $3 billion, indicating losses were more than the SEC predicted. Mutual fund managed $1.25 billion, and hedge fund managed $760 million. So quite a bit more, worth $3 billion. It's likely the reason Infinity Q lied about the amount of funds it was managing to hide its overextended positions and losses to avoid getting liquidated. Looks like shit finally hit the fan, and the SEC was forced to step in and liquidate them. The diversified alpha funds investments include exposures to difficult price, illiquid investments like swaps and other options. As March 17th, the fund's portfolio had been entirely liquidated according to the Friday announcement. Stocks with the highest share volume on NMS National Market System week of March 15th. 4-week delay on published data is SNDL, AMC, and Apple. AMC most trades to shares on the entire market. ATS Dark Pool update week March 15th. Remember, this data is delayed by 4 weeks. AMC is in the top 10 stocks traded through ATS in the United States. 42.5 million shares, 161,000 trades. Top traders: UBS, Credit Suisse, Goldman Sachs, ATS, and Interactive Brokers. Yeah, the whole Bitcoin falling there. Here we go from April 17th. Increased holdings of AMC by 18.9 million shares. Highlighted is as of today. Other is as of March 30th, 2020. Don't ask why. I have print screen of it. Biggest ETF holders are now BlackRock and Vanguard. So it looks like this is what we saw earlier with their increase in holdings here. And that's not... there's two photos here. All right, well, I was looking through that stuff, but didn't see too much there. We're gonna keep looking over here on AMC stock. See if anybody posts any more data. Nothing. Let's see what the live. Yeah, I don't want to save that. Come on. Yeah, okay, whatever. Nothing crazy in here. Yeah, pretty much what we had seen earlier, so nothing really new going on over here. I don't really get into the chat too much. There's a bunch of shit talking, shit posting in there, and not a lot of substance. If you are interested, though, you guys can check that out, and everybody will talk about what kind of cars they're gonna buy when this thing hits 100K, or you know the floor is 100K. So. Don't quite know if there's anything I really want to look at again. Been streaming for about 2 hours, just kind of watching first couple hours here of the market. Trying to see what this thing's gonna do here. No triple top there. Again, I think that we're just gonna trade around this 9.5 range for the majority of the day today. Volume's starting to step out now. It's about that time. Once we get close to 11 o'clock East Coast time, it starts to kind of slow down a little bit. Really, it's we should have another hour, but it's starting to slow down quite a bit right now. So, I guess with that being said, may call it a day for the time being here. I don't really think much is going to change. If some news pops out, you know, we may hop back on again, like I always say. If anything crazy starts to happen, I'll hop back on stream. I mean, I'm home, so why not? I do have some work to do for my other job, my real job, my only job. I try to treat this like a job. It just keeps me accountable. So we'll see what's happening. I think we're just gonna start trading within this range here. You know, above 950, holding that support level there, holding up really strong here. I do want to kind of take another look back on the 20-day here. So we were kind of held up here in the, this is after hours here. This is all the way back on March 24th at the same range of about 970, 975 here. So good little level of resistance here for us. But once we break above it, we had a nice little push up, and we didn't test back down for a couple days actually. Once we broke above, sit above for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days or so, about 5.5 days, or if you just call it 5 days. We stayed above for about 5 days, but that was back when we were in this downtrend here. We were massively shorted, and we were getting to this level of support down here. So now we have the level of support, and we're starting to work our way back up. I think we kind of trade sideways for a little bit. So we're good there. I guess with that, oh, look here, we got a question. See, Ian Quinones, hey man, cheers up. You got this. Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. Um, yeah, it's kind of a down day. Freaking hurt my back and didn't get much sleep last night, but yeah, it's nothing to it. You know, we're holding like we've been doing. So, um, nothing crazy, nothing crazy going on. Just one of those hold days. We've seen them before. I mean, we saw it a lot through here, just consolidating out. It was fine. We've seen it, shit, many times, many times. Nothing to it. We'll just hold it. We've been holding this thing for a long time and just keep adding. So, um, when did I get in here? I was in since the $5 range, so I had to be down here, right? So I got in down here somewhere after all this big spike. It was like early February I got in. Um, so it's pretty exciting. From the moment I got in, started making some money, scalping, and then finally say, you know what, I think this thing is going to get a lot bigger. And then I think somewhere in here is when I actually started to hold. So, and yeah, we held through the 14, didn't sell, held through the lows, the highs. Missed out on all this, but it's fine. I think here, as you guys can see, the trend line we have set between either one of them here on the 180 or just on the short-term trend, where I think our potential to trade up is. But again, going back, what we looked at a few times earlier is that we just counted out the days from the last quadruple witching day to when we actually had this squeeze here. So potentially that's something to look at is just historically where we were at from December 18th up until we got this push right here was about 21 days, and then so from March 19th to where we're almost at now, tomorrow will be like that 21st day. So yeah, I'm expecting to see us start making this move upward again. So one thing we have to see though, got to see some more volume, buying pressure. I mean, this one's a weird one. There's so much other stuff going on. I was reading those tweets from Joshua James, and you start looking at the Ortex information is just heavily shorted. I'm constantly pulling up Fintel over here, although Fintel's not the best. We did. Oh, you guys can't even see this right now. Short borrow fee rate is up to 19.62%. Short shares available are down to 250,000. So we kind of have traded on the short shares available, kind of up and down. Nothing more than I think like a million. But the short borrow fee rate has went up. Oh, you guys can see that, yeah. Kind of. So short borrow fee rate has went up to 19.62, and it's gapped up quite a bit. I don't know if it was last week or week before. Hell, it was like at 8, and it gapped up to 15 like within 1 or 2 days. 16, and it started to slow down a little bit, but it's still steadily climbing up here. So love to see this thing just keep creeping up there. It's very expensive for them to short. So we got good news on the horizon. We got a lot of good things happening here. Utilization rates up. Short shares available is down. Short borrow fee rates up. It's I mean, shares on loan is up massively, like 147 million shares on loan. It's crazy. And then you see these other hedge funds are entering positions, from their 13Fs. However, thing to keep in mind, 13F is delayed by a couple months. So we're now seeing, who's holding as of like March 31st these positions, and I don't think if they didn't sell in March when we got up to $14, if they still held positions as of March 31st, then they're still going to be holding for a little bit longer. They know what's happening over here. So I do want to check out C&K before we go. See kind of where they set 2161. CCL is another one I do want to check out because we're actually tempted to enter a position in some of these. We want to get in at a good price though, so we do kind of want to watch. We're not too bad now. Looks like we're finding some support down here at this 2680 range. If we break below it, it could fall a little bit more, but it could gap up a little bit higher from where we're at. So we're gonna kind of watch this. I do want to enter a position here. I mean, even if it just gets back up within this range here, that's 10-12%. So potential there to make some money here. Looking pretty good on the R side. Still kind of consolidating down here on the bottom. We see we're starting to get a little bit of a push. So we'll just watch how this thing plays out, and I am interested to take a position here on CCL because I do think that the potential there is pretty high here. I mean, going back to the 3-year, you can see here our case for bull maximum and bear minimum here. So I think potential is there for some really good profit just on the bull minimum or bear minimum case here at 47.5%. So a lot of percent there to gap up to. Could take quite a bit of time, and I think it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while. We need some really big news, and then we need to start to see some earnings come out from them once they have set sells, and started selling the open seas here once again. So they're gonna wait for that decision. I don't know when that's gonna come. As soon as it comes, you're gonna start seeing this thing start to fly back up. But it is risky because I don't know what their financial situation is like. Them not being able to set sales for a very long time, and it's like, remember all the bad news that had went on when the pandemic hit. So we'll just keep an eye on a few things. I don't think we're going to enter a position today. Sometimes the best position is no position at all, or the best trade you can make is no trade at all. So we've got just knowing we've got some money in our account now after closing out the Harley Davidson position for a nice 8.98% profit. And it was a really long-term play, so the taxes should be a lot less on that. We actually held that position for like 3 years, so probably should have gotten more out of it. Should have averaged down, but it is what it is. We'll take it what we can get. Could have got a little bit more today if we would have just waited until market open, but so many times you've seen pre-market goes up, and as soon as market open, it just dumps, and it did not do that. So so whatever, we took profits and we're fine with it. So we're gonna see where we end up here. I'm kind of curious to see. I mean, we're starting to see us trade upwards slightly. Still consolidating within this range here of 955 to about 967, somewhere in that range here, 54 to 967. So we got up here and touched it again, which we haven't done in a while. So this could be a good sign that we're going to start stepping back up. I'm just a little bit of pullback now. See if we can continue up. I'll hold off for a couple more minutes before we end the stream here. Just want to see if we're going to start making this test back up to 975 range. That 975 range is a good level of resistance for us right now. If we can hold steady where we're at above 950, I think we easily get up and break that 975. But whether or not we maintain that tomorrow is another story. That's just trading on these technicals. However, you guys know, if you've been watching the stream at any point today, where our predictions lies. And that would be that tomorrow at the least, we close at 960. But I think we're not trading along the bottom of this line. We're trading above it. So come Wednesday, I think we break that 975 and we start to gap up. So tomorrow, big day for us tomorrow. However, if it doesn't start tomorrow, I think we start seeing some really big movement on Wednesday. That's my prediction. Wednesday's the day we start seeing this thing get above the $10 range, and hopefully we see it tomorrow. But I think Wednesday we start to see that push towards 10, and then we start climbing up. So that's at least my prediction. But again, that's the bull maximum prediction. Here's the bear minimum prediction. It's that we could continue to trade down. We could keep pulling up and then have another pullback. We need to start breaking above this $10 range though very, very quickly. We had ourselves a pullback here, so I think it's only valid that we start pulling back or making the run back up. If we pull a Fibonacci here from the start of the run up to the high point here, you guys can see here we did break below the 50% here. And I could have pulled it from a little bit farther down, but I wanted to pull it from where we kind of ended at down here, not from where the lowest point was, which actually would be a good case here. However, with that being said, we're starting to make that run back up. So we just, had a nice push. We saw our pullback. Now we're starting to climb again. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see the second part of the day a little bit red, but not by much. We had a nice little push. I think we could pull back, or we keep trading up, but I think we're going to get rejected by that 975 with just the volume that we have in it. I don't think we have a ton of volume here to get that push up above 975. I think we get stalled out here somewhere in this range of 950 to 966, 67. I think kind of almost where we're trading at right now. I think we'll close out the first portion of the day green and the second portion potentially red. Would be nice to see double green on the day. Would be nice, but this is more so not including the wicks. Kind of what I expect to see here is it was a nice push green. We closed out red for the second portion, but not by much, right? So where we closed green, we didn't close much lower, and I anticipate that that's potentially where we end up today. At that 965, 960, between 960 and 965 area. That's just with the amount of volume that we have. I mean, and typically what we see here on these days is that the first portion of the day, the volume is a lot greater than the second portion. And if you guys can see here where we're at in volume, I know we still have a little bit of time before we start hitting that second portion of the day. This is in the 4-hour time frame. So we still got about another 2 hours here in this to see volume start to climb up a little bit more. But compared to where we were at last week, some of these days, that's 32 million. Here we're at 15, so we're about halfway there, about half the time. So could potentially be there. 2 more hours. Yeah, we're about halfway through, and I got another half to go. I mean, this thing could just start seeing another surge in the next 2 hours, but really strong level support at the 975 range. So we'll see what happens here. I think we start closing up a little bit higher, closer to it, but next 4-hour portion of the day, excuse me, I think we close a lot lower, or a little bit lower, and then tomorrow I think we start to see a little bit more of a push up. So I'd be fine if we see a little bit of a pullback here, just to be healthy on the second portion of the day, just a little bit, and close out above 960, and then tomorrow we start opening up with green again. But again, on Wednesday, I think Wednesday we start testing that $10 range. Would love to see it tomorrow. Could see it tomorrow, but between today and tomorrow, by Wednesday we're in the 10s. That's my personal prediction. $10 is a very strong level of resistance for us too. Pretty strong level of resistance for us at 10. So it may take us some time to break through that 10, but we could break through fairly easily here. I mean, we saw it here in the after hours, but I mean, as soon as the market opened, we just got rejected massively on Friday. So again, we know that that's short sellers and all that stuff. I mean, maybe somebody took profit. I mean, who knows? A lot of shorts though. I mean, numbers don't lie there. Ortex and Fintel, the numbers are saying this thing is heavily shorted. And I just keep pulling up Fintel on the side here, just looking to see if anything has changed. Nothing's changed. Still sitting at a short bar rate fee of 19.62, 250,000 short shares available. Maybe at some point, if we start seeing this thing climb up, I'll get Intel. If we see this thing break above 12 this week, I'll get Intel or Ortex. I'm sorry. And we'll just see. I beat it a 7-day trial. Man, sorry guys. I had a lot of sleep last night. And not a lot of coffee this morning either. So, yeah. So, predictions for the week. I think by Wednesday we're in the $10 range. Or at least testing that $10 range. That's a safe bet there. That's for our bull maximum case here on the trend line. You know, our bare minimum trend line is that we could potentially start to see ourselves pull back a little bit more and hover around this 950 range a little bit. 950 is a good solid level of support for us. Has been many times before, so I don't think that will change. Right now, with the amount of volume that we actually have in the stock, it just doesn't. It's not gonna move that much. We are starting to test this here at 975. Currently 970 here. I do want to kind of see if we break above that 975 range. That could potentially start driving more volume into it, but as you can see on the RSI, we're already starting to reach that overbought territory here, so potentially we might flatten out. But that could, if we break above this 975 and start making a run, start gapping up towards $10, I think that we'll see the volume start to dramatically increase. No lucky chain today. Kind of forgot it. It's laying on the nightstand upstairs, I think. Gonna have to put it on. Although we're doing pretty good here. Again, getting ready to test 975 here, so I'm gonna keep holding on here a little bit longer. I was gonna end the stream, but really want to see us. So we're at 975 again. See if we can get that break above, or if we stall out here. Yeah, getting rejected there. It's good to see us come back and test it though. Because if we can get that break above, I think we start gapping up a little bit higher. We start seeing more volume. We'll push into this thing once we get up there. It's just a very strong level of support right now, or resistance right now. As with $10 is. Sorry. So I know it's not as boring as it looks. I'm actually finding this very interesting here, because now we're getting back up there. All right, so we got 977. We'll start making a push. We'll see if we see more volume. You can see the volume picked up slightly here, but immediately some people were selling there. Could be some scalpers. I mean, you've got potential here for some profit if you bought this dip down here. I mean, that's 3.7, almost 4% there. So if we can hold above this 975 range, we can hold here, we can start the gap a little bit more. We are going to see a pullback, unfortunately, just relative to the RSI here. And you can see just like that, I mean, we're up $180 on the day. It gaps up, it goes pretty quick when you have a couple hundred shares in the portfolio. Alright, so we're starting to see the pullback now. I just don't know if we're going to be able to stay above 975. We got the push above. We actually closed above, but it's going to be, yeah, going to be a hard fall down if we don't kind of stay in this range here. And it's not going to be exact 975. I just think that that's a strong level. I mean, you can see here, I mean, it's right on the money at 975, this level of resistance here. So could hold some support here at 72. There's potential there. Potential a little bit farther down as well. And we really haven't been here in a while, so I have to go back and check like on a 10-day, 20-day to see kind of that range. And you can see their volume really stepped in to push that thing up. 582,000 at 1 minute here. Quite a bit of volume there for this green candle. Red candle there, we got 237, so not bad. You know, considering it was a massive sell candle there, big red candle, it wasn't near half what we had on this green candle here. So there, you know, potentially was a lot of buyers and sellers in here still, but we did see a lot of volume step into this 1 minute, which is what I thought if we get that break above 975 we would see. Thing is, now we need to see if we can hold up here. Currently 972, which remember right here we just looked and said that we find that that's 71. Oh, 72 is right here. We find 72 the level of support here. Potentially potentially. We did break below the 70 range on the RSI very, very quickly here. See if we can stay above that 72 range. Starting to creep down a little bit lower. I'm going to pull the active trader up. I just kind of want to see where the where it's being pushed down to. Big wall at 970. Already taken down. That was bought down. Could be, but I read something last Friday, and over the weekend I heard it again. Something that these hedge funds, who are actually the market makers or somebody, I don't know. I don't want to say too much because I'm gonna be like half wrong or more. And what I did here was that they're putting up. You'll see these really weird big sell walls, and then they'll be taken down. Like they'll put a huge sell wall up, and then they'll take it down. And they say it kind of tricks the algorithm in the computer to show that a lot of people are selling and drive the price on artificially. But yeah, I don't know. Big sell wall there. About 12,000, 11,000 shares. Not doing too bad. Looks like we are holding up above like 970, 969 there. So we had our pullback. We'll see if we can start to consolidate here within this range and start making another run at it. So potentially could be making a run at 10 today. However, I just don't see it with the amount of volume that's in it, and knowing that coming up is about to be the lunch break for the old hedgies here in about 15 minutes. So volume will start to tapering down here very, very soon. I mean, it was already pretty low to begin with, so saw a little bit of interest here, but we'll see if we start tapering back down. So currently sitting at 967, 68. If this thing starts really making a run at 10, I might have to hop back on the stream here, because once we break 10, man, we've got a once we break and stay above 10, that's the thing. We need to really stay above 10, but once we do, let's think about that 925. I mean, right now it's every quarter. But you can see here, when we go back here, that's 9. Once we get that break above 10, you can see we gapped up to 11 and a quarter very, very quickly here. Almost little to no resistance. Although this was a 30-minute time frame, so got to keep that in mind. Did have to open the market, you know, a bit of a pullback, but no, we stepped in as buyers and really pushed that thing back up. I mean, got to a low of 975 down here. So again, this 975 is a very strong level of resistance slash support here. Looks like 972. Even a little bit lower here, so that's 958. That's 969. And then we got 972 here. So anyhow, did have that little pullback here down to 972, and then from its low to its high, 15% in you know, a matter of a couple hours here. This 30-minute candle, so 2 hours. This thing went from a low to a high here of, you know, 15%. So it gapped up very, very quickly. So at some point, you know, if we start making that run above 10, I think we could potentially start to gap up very, very quickly. So it looks like we found our support level again. This was holding us up as a level of resistance earlier on. I could have just taken the damn level from there, and we're not really holding it right now. So kind of, sort of, a little bit, you know, we got some wicks breaking above, breaking below. Yeah, I mean, you could set it here, and you could say that potentially that could be your level of new support now. I mean, it kind of held us up a couple times, even though we got breaks below. You could kind of say this range is here. What is that? 967, 66. So Hopefully it's actually a little bit higher. We'll see if we trade above it. I'm going to leave this here for the time being. I have so many of these on here. I'm just going to leave it here. I think we just start to consolidate down on this range again for a little bit, but I think volume's going to taper down. It's going to stay down for about the next hour to 2 hours. So with that being said, I think we're going to kind of end the stream here. Unless something crazy happens, I'll see you guys tomorrow. But unless something crazy happens this afternoon, when I'll jump back in, if we start ramping back up, I'll hop back on stream and we'll live stream this thing, watch it go to the moon. Again, our predictions are that by Wednesday, we're definitely in the $10 range around Wednesday. That's when we're testing. We could definitely be there tomorrow. Just going back to the quadruple witching day in January or December, it was about 21 days until we started to see that big spike up. And until tomorrow is that 21st day from the last quadruple witching day on March 19th. So we're going to see if there's a correlation there to about that time frame, about 3 weeks of trading days. These are trading days, not 21 days consecutive. These are 21 trading days we're talking about. That I'm just taking a correlation between then and now. See if there's anything, right? Just comparing the historical analysis between what happened back in December and we had that run up in January to what happened in a quadruple witching day in March, and seeing if now in April if we're going to have some sort of a big spike. A lot of volume pushed right there. Man, I'm trying to get off the stream here, but as long as this thing keeps moving like this with this amount of volume, I'm not going anywhere. 440,000 and steadily moving. 451, about 500,000 in volume right now on this current 1 minute here. See if we can get a test at the 975 again. Potentially we just trade within this range here. Seen ourselves a little bit of a pullback, but good volume here, almost as high as that nice green volume we had there. So 557, 566, steadily moving, and yeah. What's going on here? Will we reach 600? All right, so close out that minute just shy of 600,000, 598,000 in volume, which was actually higher than what we had seen previously. So highest amount of volume on the day here, and then here I am talking about volume's gonna start tapering down, and it actually picked quite a bit up there. So nice little reversal here. See if it continues the path. Got a bit of some vitamins and some water. It's more water than vitamins. Need to add a little bit more to it. Hopefully, all vitamin C and B and all that stuff is good. Helps the old back out. I got the belt on. Got the lumbar support on the chair here. Trying to do everything possible. If you guys have any lower back pains, man, you know what I'm talking about. This thing's a pain in the ass. Try to go to the gym and lift and or run. You just put all that compression on your spine. It's really takes a bit out of you. So anyhow, we're doing okay right now. Probably about time to make breakfast for me, I guess, or lunch. So I mean, hell, it's already 11 o'clock, so it'll be lunchtime. Alright, so volume's starting to step down. I'll bring up Fintel one more time just to see what it's looking like over here. Anything crazy going on? Nothing new. Last updated an hour ago, so nothing has changed. They update this every 30 minutes if there's a change. If there's not, then they'll just keep going. Actually, this says last update was 1 minute ago, but there hasn't been a change within an hour, so nothing changed. 250,000 short shares available and 19.62 short borrow fee rate here. Again, yesterday's short volume ratio, or Friday's short volume ratio, as I was 37% here. I think it's actually like 36.63%, so over that half mark, so round up to 37% short volume ratio. Total volume in millions shares, 40.66 million shares traded, and 14 million of those were short volume. So massively there. Looking at the day before on Thursday, we had 14.3 million shares short. Day before that, 16 and a half. Day before that, 9. Day before that, 14. All the way back down to April the 5th, we had 19. So you guys can't see this. I'm just going to pull it up kind of briefly here. I'm just basically looking right here at the short volume and how much they've kind of ramped up or stayed pretty high here, where you see some of these other days here. This is all that I can see here since April the 5th to the 16th. So just about, what is this, 10 days or so? Anyhow, within this range here, yeah, it was pretty high here at 19.5 million. However, it kind of stayed low for a couple of days. Then it popped back up, then it went back low, and then now you see it stayed pretty steadily, pretty high here on the short volume. So I anticipate today's going to be much lower than the 14.8. I don't, just seeing the price action of where it's at currently. Again, I don't know. We had these 3 days here where we were trading up 5% each day, and then we had a massive day down. So, little surprised this isn't actually more 14.8. I kind of felt like it was a lot more, but as we know, I don't think this takes into ATS and dark pool shares and all that other nonsense that I don't want to get into right now. But potentially, there's a lot more shorting going on than what they're showing. So it looks like we found our level of support here at this 966 range, probably a little bit higher than that, closer to 967. So that's good news. Very good news here. We're going to start consolidating within this range for a little bit, I think, for the next hour or two. Very odd to see this much volume in these 2 minutes here. And we're actually doing pretty good, but we see we're starting to slowly taper down. Kind of see where we close out right now. Currently sitting at 64,000 in volume. Last minute was 96, so I think we're now back down below that hundreds, and we'll potentially stay there in volume. 67, 96, 67. So kind of see where we're at. I think we're just going to be trading kind of sideways for a little bit, for an hour or two. I'm going to keep my eyes on the stock. We'll see what's going on and potentially check back in. Everything else in the portfolio is red today, except for AT&T's finally made a push from being down half a penny to now up 2.5 pennies. So nothing really crazy going on, but that's a rock for us. So just a nice, solid, strong point. Kind of want to take a look here. I wouldn't mind adding to the position here. It's probably not a bad time to add to it either. We're getting ready to test this level of resistance here at about the $30 range. So I might potentially wait to see if there's another pullback here and we get rejected, and then kind of see where we end up finding support and trying to time the dip here, just to add. I mean, this thing moves pretty slow most of the day. It looks like a lot, but this isn't really much movement within here. I mean, this is from 28 to 31. It's not as much as it looks like through here. I mean, from 28 to 30, and it's 28 and a half, so $1.50 of range. It looks like it's a huge, but it's only $1.50 range. It's not like a ton. Not a ton. So we'll just keep an eye on that. We want to look at CCL. We want to look at AT&T. Potentially, taking a look back at Hog. See where they sat. Kind of felt like they were done for the day. Looks like they tried to make another go at it here. And then now they're making a nice little run here, finding some support right now actually. So what they're doing here is they're creating higher support levels here. They're kind of stair-stepping upwards back now. They did find their support down here at 44, again 44.30, and on these pullbacks you're seeing on the, if you take that as a one run, you're seeing the pullback here a little bit higher than here and higher than here. So we'll see if they can break above this channel here at resistance at 45.68 ish. They could make another run towards 46 here. Again, B of A has a price target on them of $55. Both what is it, Wedbush and Baird. I think Baird was $45 and Wedbush was $43, where their PTs respectively. So we're trading above both of those ranges actually currently, and that was another reason why I went ahead and took profits at 44.50 this morning. I just kind of saw we were trading at. I was like, man, this could be the high here at 44.60 for the pre-market. But shortly after I sold, it got that bump up. I had originally set for 45 and then changed it. Said, you know what? Don't be greedy. Take your roughly 9% and go ahead and get out, exit this position while you can, with a nice little profit there. Nothing crazy. Only about $173. So we went ahead and took it, but that is what it is. So I'm just gonna watch here. Looks like we are falling below our level of support here. Again, not a super strong level of support. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of it now. 950 is that range. So with that, I think I'm gonna call it. I want to appreciate you guys for watching the stream, whoever's tuned in, even if we're a couple minutes here. Hope you guys learned something, saw something was interesting. Very, very slow day to begin with. We had a nice couple of points there where we saw some good price action. I do want to pull up the SPY really quickly before we go. Yeah, all right, so you guys can see here, I mean, it looks worse when you look at it this way. Market as a whole starting to trade down a little bit here. So not surprising, we're seeing some red across the board here in our portfolio. So is what it is. AMC is doing opposite of the market, so that's could be a good sign for us here of how strong we are on this bullish momentum here. Very, very bullish here. All the numbers looking really good. Doing really well here. Think we're doing just fine. So with that being said, guys, I want to thank each one of you for watching. If you clicked on this video, yeah, hopefully tomorrow I think be a little bit more stuff going on, maybe a little bit more volatility in the positive direction. Hopefully got to see some more volume. So maybe entering some positions tomorrow. Today the market's a little red, so we're gonna hold off, kind of see where some things set this afternoon. Could check back in this afternoon during power hours, see kind of where things end up, and see what happens. Maybe what happens during the pre-market tomorrow, and just kind of sit back, watch the market. Don't want to go ahead and enter a position now, just to have the market pull back even farther. So thank you. If I don't see you this afternoon or something crazy happen with AMC, then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Mic off.